My name's Andrea Dodge, and today I'm going to be interviewing.
Brian Asensio.
So, why did your parents name you that?
I don't really know. They told me that it's just a short name, so it's easier. So I'm gonna go with that.
Did you have any nicknames?
Not really, depending on which family member, but generally it's Brian.
When were you born?
July 13, 1992,
Where?
Philippines, Olongapo City.
How did your family come to live there?
Um, I believe my mom went there for schooling, and my dad was working there, and then they just met each other, and then they made a family.
Were there any other family members in the area?
Yeah, there were a lot from my mom side and my dad's side, both.
What was the house like?
Huge. Well, not huge, but like there's a lot of houses, and then we were pretty fine, and our neighbors were our family members, so that was pretty nice.
Were there any special items in the house that you remember?
I was 6, so I was less than 6, so not too much. I was playing outside all the time, so not really.
What's your earliest childhood memory?
Playing outside, being in the beach, or being around a pig pen or farm or whatever.
Can you describe any of the personalities of your family members?
Typical, any typical family, but then the biggest thing is we're all pretty much family orientated, so that's the best quality.
What kind of games did you play growing up?
I played a lot of games. Well, I played a lot of video games growing up when I was in America, but in the Philippines I was playing outside a lot, so any kind of like small kid games out there.
Did you have a favorite toy?
Not really, just my car toys, I guess.
What was your favorite thing to do for fun?
When I was younger, like I said, I love playing outside. I love playing with my cousin Jomo. We went around all over the place together. Um, in the U.S., it was pretty much more secluded and isolated. I was outside a lot, but then later on in the years, I started just playing video games.
Did you have any chores?
Of course, just washing dishes, cleaning the houses, or the house, and such like that.
Did you have a
Garbage.
least favorite?
Washing the dishes.
Did you receive any allowance?
Just recently, not when I was younger.
What did you spend it on?
I didn't have allowance when I was younger, so nothing.
What was school like for you?
Um, Back in the Philippines, it was odd. It was strict. It was hard. But then coming to America, it became a lot easier, much more friendlier, open, and a lot more freedom. That's for sure. And harder throughout like high school and college, of course.
Did you have a favorite or worst subject?
Younger it was math. Hated it when it was calculus. Um, and generally English, I guess.
Where did you attend grade school, high school?
Um, for elementary, I hopped around a lot. Started in the Philippines, of course. Then when I reached to America, I probably went through 4 different elementary school. Then, fortunately, one middle school and one high school, Monte Diablo High School, close by.
Did you play any sports in school? Participate in any activities?
I played tennis. I played one summer of football and basketball in middle school.
Do you remember any fads? Popular hairstyle, clothes?
Not really. Whatever, I don't know. Whatever was that just looked nice at that time. It changes, of course, but I don't know. Generally, what's in store, I guess.
Mhm. Who were your childhood heroes?
Definitely, definitely my parents, and definitely my dad. That's for sure. My mom, of course, because she's always there taking care of me. And one of my most is my uncle Danny. Taught me a lot about morals and what's right and wrong.
Do you have any favorite music or songs?
I like I like most music. When I was younger, I was irritated by like classical opera music, but now after learning, studying about them, I like them. So generally, I like them all.
Did you have any pets?
Nope.
Did you go to church? Were you religious?
Family was, but once we moved to America, it gotten really busy, so we haven't been going that much. So not lately.
Who were your friends growing up?
Um, Foremost, my cousin Jomo was my bestest friend growing up. Later on, when we went to America, we were split apart because we were both living in different cities. But I've gotten friends here and there, but I have definitely best friends now.
What world events had the most impact on you while growing up?
World events. I'm not too sure, but if anything, it'll be. Well, right now it will be the recession because I'm going through college right now and I'm going through, all my training and studying, learning to become what I want to be in my career. But it's really difficult because financially we can't, keep in par with it, as well as be able to go into my dedicated program because it's very impacted. So I guess the recession.
Can you describe a typical family dinner?
It's all different. I don't know. Like some days it would be traditional where everybody's in the table, eating dinner, talking to each other. There's no like electronics or anything, but that was actually more rare. Growing up, it was pretty much by myself with a microwave, and yeah, that's it.
How were your holidays? Did you have any family traditions?
Our family tradition is Christmas is our huge family reunion. Amazing because like we have a big family, huge family, and yeah, Christmas.
Is the world today any different from when you were a child?
Definitely. Tech tech is ruling everything, especially in this generation. Everybody is involved with like their phones, their iPads, their tablets, their PCs. Back then, when I was a lot younger, everybody was outside. Mostly in the Philippines, of course, but then when I went to America, there were still kids playing outside. Now it's a lot more rare, I guess, and I don't know, less dependent on technology.
Do you remember your oldest relative from when you were a child?
Oldest relative. I have a big family, so there's a lot of older, and I'm one of the youngest in my generation, so most of my older cousins are my eldest relative. I would guess my uncle Orlando, which is the eldest in my mom's side, would be the eldest I can remember.
What do you know about your family surname?
Surname as in my last name. Inocencio, Spanish. But then we're Filipino, so it's just a Spanish mix kind of thing. As well as, not too sure really.
Is there any kind of naming tradition in your family?
What I thought was that your mother's maiden name becomes your middle name, and I thought that was like true for everyone, but I guess not. You can use it for whatever you want.
What stories have come down to you from your parents or grandparents?
Just stories about how much easier it was for them when they were younger in the Philippines before, like their generation, how completely different everything was. Once again, I'm one of the youngest in my generation, so my mom is like in her 60s right now, early 60s, still pretty young, but like during her time it was completely different from now, and her living stories and her sisters, my aunts, were really different, and they tell me a lot of crazy, luxurious stories about how they were living back in the Philippines.
Have any recipes been passed down?
I don't cook, so I don't know. To my sister, maybe.
Are there any physical characteristics that run in your family?
I wouldn't say it's consistent, but I'm chinky for a Filipino. So my cousins are dark, like they're black, but then they're all full Filipino. Some of them look like they're Mexican, even though they're full Filipino. So I guess the inconsistency. Oh, our noses are flat. So
No.
most of us.
Are there any special heirlooms, photos, the Bible that's been passed down throughout your family?
Photos, I guess, yeah, we do have some old photos when we were younger. Most of mine were washed out and flooded, so I don't know about that. Heirloom, I would see that some of the jewelry or golden jewelry that my parents adore and keep safe all the time. That would be one.
What accomplishments were you most proud of?
Being able to have a long and committed relationship with someone I really love.
What's the one thing you want most people to remember about you?
Being a friendly person, trying to help everyone out as much as I can. Try to put them ahead of me, I guess.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about your assimilation and adaptation to the United States?
I felt like it was pretty smooth. I was a lot younger. I was very young when I moved in here, so I adapted pretty well. Had a lot of friends that helped me out and didn't really care about what my nationality or my background was. So it was great. And yeah, I was in school with a very diverse class, so it didn't really matter.
Did you already know English coming into the
A little
United
bit.
States?
I learned a lot of my English from TV, and I loved watching Scooby-Doo, so for a while I started saying everything with an R first. So, yeah.
Do you have a stance on the Mexican immigration into the United States?
My stance is that everybody, no matter where you come from, you're still a person, and you should always have a chance to live the way you want to live. So, yeah.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.